So we're going to do a demonstration of how the One Brain work looks as we work together. So I'm going to have you stand. Yeah. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to make sure we have a clear circuit. You know how you turn your cell phone off and you turn it on, you're trying to clear whatever static or whatever may be in the way? Well, that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to turn the muscles off. And as we're turning the muscles off, we're also tuning in. And so how do we know we've turned the muscles off? Well, when I put my hands here, I'm just moving your arms back and forth. They're just freely moving. There's no hold. So I'm going to turn the muscles back on. So now we know that we have a clear circuit and that the answers that we have are accurate. Perfect. Excellent. So now I'm going to train the body how to respond. And when I say body, I mean whole self. The mental body, the physical body, the emotional body, the essential body. We even call it X factor for good measure, to make sure we have all of you. So when I say I'm talking to your body, I'm not really talking to just your physical body. I'm talking to your whole self. Your physical body is responding. I'm saying everything out loud so you mentally know where we are in the conversation. But we're actually getting information from the whole self. We could say we're connecting to the root of where something got locked in, cell memory, okay? So this is a yes or hold strong. Those are actually opposites depending upon how I ask the question. I'm going to move your arms a little bit to the back. Thank you. This is a no or an indicator change. Now I'm going to bring them back up here, apply gentle pressure. Now your job, because I'm talking to your whole self, is just to keep your eyes open and breathe naturally. Because we forget and we even hold our breath when we are not really sure what's happening. So, show me a yes, I have gentle pressure, they stay. Show me a no, and they go down. Very good. Now we're going to ask a very important question. Even though you're here, I know you've given me permission mentally to be here. I just want to make sure that all of you is in agreement with this. So I'm going to ask if we have permission. Do we have permission to work together? Any reason not to? Very good. So we have permission. Now, not only are we wanting to have permission, we want to make sure that what we do is gentle. I believe this work is some of the most profound, gentle, powerful work that is able to connect in present time, take us to the past where something got locked in place, gently remove it, bring us back to present time, and now we're free to respond. With what? With whatever we're dealing with. No matter if we're dealing with relationship, if we're dealing with career, if we own a business and we really want to know how are we ever going to get employees that work the way we want them to work? It could actually be an old pattern running unconsciously in the background that continues to have us attract that which we would not prefer. So, is there something for us to do here to be gentle? Can we be gentle? No. Something to say, something to do, something to read. So you want to read something, a flower, a Bach. You want to read Bach. There's 39. Let's see what the number looks like. How will it look? Like this. 1 through 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15, 14, number 14. What's a no? Have a seat. Notice I say regularly, when I get an answer, I actually ask the contrary. What I'm doing is confirming that what I believe your body was trying to tell me, it actually will reaffirm when I ask it the opposite way. So, Dr. Bach. Many people are familiar with Dr. Bach and Bach flower essences. Back in the 1920s and 30s, he did research. And his work was connecting to the emotions of a human. He was trying to bring balance to our emotional self. The work I do, I don't prescribe or diagnose anything, But the founders of this work has put together readings, paragraphs, if you will, of what someone might be feeling. You have selected number 14. We're going to go read that, but before we do, I'm going to have you notice how we're going to read it. See, as I said before, we connect to cell memory. How do we do that? Well, when the body is under stress, I mean the physical body, we naturally send about 80% of the blood flow to the lower extremities. So what we want to do is we want to connect to the neural pathways that got connected that are having us continue to do this automatic thing that we do, not consciously knowing that that's what we're doing. So how we go about that is we put our hands on our head. We're wanting to bring blood flow to specific areas. The areas we're speaking of, though, that are specific is the frontal lobe of the brain. So you're going to put one hand on your forehead, and the other hand, I'll have you put on the middle of the back of the head. That's connected to the occipital lobe. You can put your hands down for a second. So what we want to have happen is you to bring blood flow to the forebrain for the frontal lobe, new ideas, new possibilities. And the middle of the back of the head, the occipital lobe, is connected to the eyes. So that not only when we're finished, you will be able to think new thoughts around whatever we're dealing with and see with new eyes. And the way we do that is to bring blood flow to the brain, connect to the neural pathway, assist you to disconnect, and then put something back in place, not of what I say, but of what you choose. Most amazing work I have ever experienced and been a part of. And I see the life-changing possibilities for people day in and day out. I regularly have people come to see me, and the first thing they say is, "You have changed my life."